demonstration purposes, we're going to be using Fortress Forever to start this little bit off. There's an old technique that dates back to the Quake days that allows you to control yourself in the air, so you can make yourself go left and right, whatever direction you want to go. And Fortress Forever features that heavily in terms of their bunny hopping. Bunny hopping is a skill to increase your speed. Don't even worry about that. What we want to focus on is the control aspect. So if you notice, if I just start doing a bunny hopping run, I have complete control over where I move. When I go left, right, doesn't matter where, I completely control where I go. Instead of just moving in a straight line, I can go in curves, arcs, S patterns. No matter where I want to go, I just aim there, and I move. So to do this little technique, once you go airborne, you have to turn and use your corresponding strafe keys. So if I want to go to the left, like this, I'm holding my left strafe and turning the mouse left. If I want to go right, do the same thing. Turn the mouse right, hold the right strafe. And at any time while you're in the air, your direction can be changed. You just have to make sure that you're pressing the correct keys. It's not one of those, you hold on to the one strafe key, start turning, then switch your keys. Nope, that'll wind up throwing you into a wall. It has to be a very smooth arc, and you have to be very quick with the button switches, so that as you start turning in another direction, you have already switched to the right key. Keep in mind that while doing this, you're not holding the forward key at all. The only keys you're using are the strafe keys and your mouse. That's it. That's what you use to steer. Just pretend you're a car, vehicle, doesn't matter. Anything you can think of. You're just basically just steering yourself back and forth, left and right. And the main reason that I picked Fortress Forever to demonstrate this is they have a lovely feature that allows you to just hold the jump key and it automatically jumps for you. So all you got to do is hold that, get yourself moving, just start running around, getting a feel for steering yourself back and forth, over obstacles, around obstacles, map navigation. Just get used to it over and over again. And what you want to pay attention to, again, is the steering aspect. Just keep yourself in control. If at any point in time you no longer have control, stop and figure out what you're doing wrong. You can also do this going backwards if you wish. It's a good idea to practice getting used to going backwards for when someone hits you with, say, a grenade, a rocket, anything, and just blast you backwards. This way you can control where you land rather than where that person wants you to land. But you have to remember, when you're going backwards, you have to reverse your keys. So when you turn the mouse left, you're holding the right strafe. And when you're turning the mouse right, you're holding the left strafe. It takes a bit to get used to, but once you get a feel for it, it's pretty simple. Essentially, all you're doing is moving in a big circle. Your movement keys always point towards the center, and your body always moves along the outside of the circle. As long as you're only using a strafe key, you're always going to be looking straight ahead where you're moving. However, whenever you start adding in other keys or use different movement keys, you have to position yourself so they're always pointing towards the center of the circle, which means your viewpoint can heavily get skewed. So essentially what that means is, if you're using just the strafe keys, they're pointing to the inside of the circle, so you're always going to be looking where you're traveling. But if you start adding in other keys, like say forward, now I'm angled inward to the circle. I'm still moving in that circle, but now I got to look a little bit into it in order to keep the circular motion. You can even do it just holding the forward key if you want. But as you notice, I have to turn completely into the center of that. And then to go the other way, oh, that's really confusing. So it's always best to start simple and then go complicated if you really want to get fancy. Okay, now that we're back in TF2, you'll notice the steering aspect from Fortress Forever still holds true. Works exactly the same way. It's going to feel a little bit different. The main reason being you're not going to get any acceleration from turning. The second one is if you turn too sharp, you'll lose way more speed in this than you ever would in Fortress Forever. Now let's talk about duck tapping. If you remember from before, I said that pressing jump, duck, and fire at the same time will get you the most height on any jump. And for the most part, that's correct. But there are some jumps, like this one, trying to get on that ledge, where even doing that is not going to get you enough height to get up there. You'll get close, but you just won't make it. By using an alternate method where you tap duck right before you fire, you can get enough height to get on ledges that high. If you notice on my velocity scale, Soldier runs at 240 units a second all the time, and when he's ducking, he goes at 80. But if you notice, there's a little window as I'm ducking where I'm still moving at my full speed even though I'm ducking. Notice it yet? Well, if I just tap duck without holding it, I'm ducking, but I'm keeping my full running speed. That's your timing window. What you have to do is press duck and release it before you hit the crouch state, and then immediately hit jump and fire. The timing on it is very crucial and it's very hard, so it's going to take a lot of practice to get down, but once you get it, you'll easily be able to get height to get up here. The duck tap method could also be used to gain a lot of distance on your jumps. And on this map, Pro B-Ball, the farthest back you can jump consistently to cap is roughly about here. It's about at the limit of a regular rocket jump. Yeah, roughly about the limit. Trying from back here, yeah, I don't really come close. However, if I use the duck tap method, I can easily cap from there. Okay, so it's press duck, and then quickly release it and hit jump and fire. As long as you do it right, you should immediately see the results. The easiest way to practice is to just start simple. Start by looking down, finding a fixed height. I want to get up there. Practice the key combination first. You want to get into a smooth motion of pressing and releasing at the correct times, so that finally you get enough height. Once you have that down, then you can start utilizing the mouse more. Work on the same timings, but now you have to integrate your mouse swing. After a while, once you start getting that down, then you can start going for the distance. Rocket jumps can be performed off of any object in the game world. As long as it's solid, you can jump off of it. And one of the more common things to jump off of are walls. To do a jump like this, rather than aiming at the ground like you normally would, like this, just make sure you aim right at the wall. Other than that, there really is no other difference between a normal rocket jump and doing one of those. Just remember that shooting off of a wall, because you're shooting straight ahead instead of at your feet, you're going to be getting a lot of distance, but you're not going to be getting much height at all. This can be adjusted if you aim lower down on the wall, but it really won't give you as much height compared to just shooting at the ground. Remember that other players also count as solid objects, so with the correct positioning you can bounce yourself off of someone's head, or you can use their body as a wall to jump from.